Okay, everyone, welcome to this quadratic functions quiz preview. Make sure that you have paper and pencil out ready to take some notes so you can do really well on the quiz. All right, so here we go. First thing that we do, of course, is we identify the name of the assignment, which is quadratic functions quiz preview. All right, so the first set of notes says we are going to solve each equation by taking square roots. Alrighty? So, what we want to do here is we want to get the x squared by itself, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to draw our line of separation, and we're going to bring this minus 8 over as plus 8, just like this. So we're left with negative 7x squared, and negative 603 plus 8 is negative 595. All right? I subtract. 595, excuse me. I subtract because they're different signs, and it's a negative because 603 is bigger. So the opposite of multiplying by negative 7 is dividing by negative 7. So 595 divided by 7, 595 divided by 7 is 85. So we get x squared is equal to positive 85. Negative divided by negative is a positive. The opposite of squaring is square rooting. So the square root of, enter, so I say enter, the square root of the answer, which is 85, it's 9.2. So we are going to get x is equal to 9.2. And there we go. Look at that. That's number one, right? We're finding the square root. All right, let's do number 2. So same thing. We're going to take 1, move it over, and make it minus 1. We're left with 4n squared this time. 329 minus 1 is 328. The opposite of multiplying by 4 is dividing by 4. So we get n squared is equal to 328 divided by 4 is 82. Okay. The opposite of squaring is square rooting, right? The square root of 82, let's see, so let's clear everything. Square root of 82 is 9.05, which rounds to 9.1. N is equal to 9.1. There you go. Look at that. All right, 2 down, right? Let's go to number 3, right? Same idea. We're going to get the square by itself. We're going to, opposite of minus 8 is plus 8. So we're left with 5x squared on the left. 417 plus 8 is 425. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So we are left with x squared is equal to 425 divided by 5. I'm not so sure. 425 divided by 5 is 85. Okay. So we're left with 85. The opposite of squaring is square rooting. The square root of 85, square root of 85 is 9.2 as well. X is equal to 9.2. Look at that. Right? So we're finding the square root on these. Right? So we want to get the square by itself. So the opposite of minus 10 is plus 10. I got negative 2x squared. Negative 86 plus 10 is negative 76. The opposite of multiplying by negative 2 is dividing by negative 2. So I'm left with x squared is equal to positive 38. The opposite of squaring is square rooting. So we're left with x is equal to square root of 38. Square root of 38 is equal to 9.16. The 6 pushes the 1 to a 2. So we're left with 6.2. Look at that. Right? And you guys are probably wondering, Mister, it's square root. I completely dropped that, guys. This is also and negative 9.2. Wow. Look at that. Thank goodness I caught it, right? Because square roots means two answers, two solutions. And negative 9.1. I just noticed that. Better late than never, right? Better late than never. So this is and, oops, 9.2 and negative 9.2. So it's 6.2 and negative 6.2, because we're finding the square root, right? Two solutions. These are quadratics, right? All of these have to the power of 2, which means that each has two solutions. Quadratics. All right, let's move on to number 5 here. Okay, I draw my line of separation. I need to get my quadratic by itself, so I get 5x squared. 86 minus 6 is 80. The opposite of multiplying by 5 is dividing by 5, so I get x squared is equal to 16, as a matter of fact. The opposite of squaring is square rooting. The square root of 16, actually, no, is 4. And negative 4, right? I didn't forget this time. And there you go. Look at that. That is our first, these are our first 5 problems. These are solving each equation by taking the square root. All right? Now, the second 5 is another set of instructions that says we're going to solve each equation by factoring. So we are going to factor, right? So this is when we use our, as you guys remember, X method. 17 times negative 20 is negative 340. Add negative 3 on the bottom. So two numbers that multiply to give me 340 and subtract to give me 3 are 20 and 7. 20 and 7. And since the bottom is negative, that means that my bigger number, which is negative, 20, is going to be negative, and that's going to be positive right there. So I set up 2 parentheses, just like this. So I set up my R, and I set up my R, and minus 20 and plus 7 go in there, and this is equals 0, right? I can't forget my equals 0. Now, remember, I take my coefficient, which is in the front here, and I'm going to divide both of these by 17, just like that. So divided by 17, just like this, right? Now, I'm going to set each parentheses up equal to 0. So I'm going to say R minus 20 over 17 is equal to 0, and R plus 7 over 17 is equal to 0. Well, I draw my line of separation. I'm going to bring this minus 20 over 17 over as plus 20 over 17. So I get R is equal to 20 over 17. And I'm going to draw my line of separation. I'm going to bring this over as minus 7 over 17. So I get R is equal to negative 7 over 17. And these two kiddos are our solutions. Look at that. 20 over 17 and negative 7 over 17. Perfectly done. Perfectly done. All right. Let's do our next one here. But this, everybody, it's got to be equal to 0. So I got to move this dude over here as plus 5, like this. So then this is going to be 0 on that side. So I'm going to get 11x squared minus 84 plus 44 plus 5 is 49 is equal to 0. Look at that, right? So here I got to multiply 11 times 49. Well, let's see. So I'm going to say 11 times 49 is equal to 539. So my X method says positive 539. And on the bottom, I get negative 84. Look at that. So what multiplies to give me 539 and subtracts to give me 84, right? So let's see. I'm going to say 89 and 5. 89 minus 5 is 84. So let's see. 89 times 5. Nope. That's not going to work. Right? Let's see. 539. Oh, no. They have to add, kiddos, to give us 84. They have to add to give us 84. So let's try 79 and 5. 79 times 5 is 395. Ooh, close. Close. So let's see what we can do. Let's see. Wait, this is an X. I forgot here. X right here. All right, so let's see. 84. So let's try. Let's try 15 and 69. 15 times 69. No. Okay. Let's see. 539. 79 times 5. No, 79 and 5. No, we already did that, right? 79 times 5 is 395. Okay. So what we're going to do here is, let's see, let's try some other combinations. 9 through 12 is 17. So let's try 539 divided by 9 is no. 539 divided by 19, no. 539 divided by 29, nope. Okay, let's see. 530. Let's see. Well, I know it's 11 and 49, right? 11. So 11 times 49 is 539. So let's see. Oh, I think I know what it is, everybody. 77 times 7. Look at that. 77 and 7. 77 and 7. 77 plus 7 is 84. 77 and 7. And they're both going to be negative, right? Because they have to add up to negative 84. So double parentheses. So I get x's on each. I get negative 77 and I get negative 7. And I have to divide by my front coefficient, which is 11. Divided by 11 equals 0. So each parentheses is going to get its own x minus, and actually 77 divided by 11 is 7, is equal to 0. And x minus 7 over 11 is equal to 0. So I got to bring this minus 7 over as plus 7. So I get x is equal to 7. And this minus 7 goes over as plus 7 over 11. And I get x is equal to 7 over 11. And those are our two solutions. Look at that. So this is as tough as it's going to get, everybody. This is as tough as it's going to get. So let's do one more, right? Let's do one more of the tough ones here. So let's do number 9 here. So what I need to do, everybody, is I need to move this 7a squared over as minus 7a squared. And I need to move this plus over as minus 4, plus 4. So now I'm left with 0 here, which is what I wanted. 32a squared minus 7a squared is 25a squared plus 5a. Negative 8 and negative 4 is negative 12. Look at that. Equals 0. So now I'm going to do 25 times 12. Okay, so let's see. 25 times 12 is 300. Okay, so my x method, I'm going to have 300, negative 300 here. and a positive 5 here. So two numbers that multiply to give us 300 and subtract to give us 5. So that's going to be, oh, I know what it is. 20 times 15. 20 times 15 is 300. 20 minus 15 is 5. Perfect. 20 and 15. The 5 is bigger on the bottom, so that means that the 20 is going to get the positive and the 15 the negative. So I set up two parentheses, and I get A, and I'm going to get plus 20 here, minus 15 there is equal to 0. I have to divide by 25 here. Divide by 25, divide by 25. Well, these two I can reduce by 5. Divide by 5. I can also divide these two by 5. And I could divide these two by 5. And I could divide these two by 5. So I'm going to get A plus 4 over 5 is equal to 0. And A minus 3 over 5 is equal to 0. So I'm going to solve, move minus 4 over 5. A is equal to negative 4 over 5. And move negative 3 over 5 over as plus 3 over 5. So I get A is equal to 3 over 5. And there you go. Look at that. So that right there, everybody, is our quiz preview. Those are the important ones that we're going to cover. So make sure that you guys got this down. All right. Good luck on your last quiz.